So what I'm picking up is, again, this element of I'm concerned. It sounds great. I know I should do it, but I've got some, I'll call it fear and reservations. For example, I'm in role. What if the board finds out that I'm sort of, becoming opportunity ready? What might that do to my career? The other concern, a little more practical, is well, I've spent my entire life in one sector, being exceptional in one industry. But if I look outside, how do I make that transition? I know that each of you hears these things on a regular basis, if not daily at times. So, Stacy, let's start with you and bounce back to Harriet. How do we overcome these obstacles that people perceive are so real and in their way?
First off, everybody feels that way.
Mhm.
Okay. Just know whatever you're feeling, you're not alone. I know Harriet hears it all day. I hear it all day. It's scary. It's unwielding. You're a fish out of water. You don't know what to do. Your family. It's an uncomfortable situation, which is why we're having this today, because we don't want you in that situation without a plan. But something you said triggered something with me. You feel like you're trapped sometimes. I met with a member who said to me, he was at Cisco, the food service, Cisco, the S Cisco, not the C Cisco. And he was a operations leader, vice president of operations at the time. And he said to me, I don't want to be a restaurant guy anymore. I've been here 25 years. I don't want to be a restaurant guy. I feel trapped. I don't want to do this anymore. And I said to him, you're not a restaurant guy. You're an operations leader. And that was the turn of events. That's why knowing your value and your value proposition is freeing. So when you know what you make happen in an organization, like the gentleman I met with, he knew, went with us, got to learn what he actually made happen in organizations. I tell people you could go to Hill's Dog Food or Deloitte. You could go to a furniture company, a widget company, the supermarket down the street, or Procter and Gamble. When you know what you make happen in an organization, you're not trapped in an industry. That is the real beauty of this.
Hmm.
And that's why it's career insurance, and that's why it's freeing. And knowing what you make happen in a company is going to fight everything all you people are bringing up today. You're not trapped in your industry if you know your brand. Okay. You're not trapped in your job if you know how to talk the talk and explain what you do. I meet with members a lot, and I love this. I got a call recently from a member who went through the branding with us, and she called me laughing and she said, Stacy, I never knew that's what I did my whole life, and I've never discussed it on an interview. I know you're laughing, Harriet. We hear that all the time. And it's like the light bulb goes off. It's like, oh my God, that's what I do. And it's free. It doesn't matter then where you do it. And you're never left holding the bag when you're out of a job because you know your value. And you could take a look at what industries are growing. Where are they hiring? Where am I attractive to? And where does my brand and my value fit in? You got to be strategic at this level in your career, folks, and know that. So everything we're talking about will get you out of that trap. It'll get you out of ageism. Forget ageism. You could talk about what you make happen in organizations. That's what they want to know. And they're not going to care how old you are if you know how to articulate that and get that off the table. That's all it is. You're not all trapped. We're showing you the way out to free you. You could work as long as you want. There's no end of life anymore. In fact, you were talking about Mark. One of Mark's favorite comments in that article was, did Picasso start painting and lose his talent as he aged? No.
Right.
I love that. You could do, I met with a member, 80 years old, CEO, sold his business in Florida, went to play golf, got on a meeting with me and said, you know what? It's kind of boring. I'm still in the game. I'm still vital. I want to do something. I don't want to play golf every day. Now, I have friends who are happy playing golf every day. But if it's not for you, it doesn't have to be for you. So understand that you just need to know all of this and it's freeing. Yes, you can still work. Yes, you could get ageism off the table. Yes, you have to know how. That's what we're telling. Go to an expert. And remember, 97% of the information out there is not for you. What you're hearing today is just for the 3%. Okay. It's different. You're not in a transactional job. That's when you talk about everything you've done. Like you put your first resume together and you get hired for what you know how to do. Nobody's asking you now if you know how to run a P&L. Now, when you know this is the key, folks. This is the brass rail for those in the C suite who want to be successful